Hello, welcome to the stream, welcome to this very late night stream. It's 6:30, my goodness, it's practically midnight. Yes, hello. Today's stream is a bit late, I know, so terrible, and I didn't even stream last week, I'm so bad. Absolutely terrible, I had other obligations. But today, we are back with some more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm very excited. It was a great time last time. I loved it. Even though my voice was totally obliterated by the time the stream was over, and everyone else had to suffer through my very, very terrible voices. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's all about the fun. It's not about being good, because I'm not good at all. But let's get right into it. Without further ado, where did we leave off last time? Let's see. So we were accused of murder. You know, happens every other Tuesday. I know, very tragic. We didn't commit the murder, but we don't know why we didn't commit the murder. I guess right now, let's see. I don't really have any suspects in particular that I think did it. I guess, like, this mystery woman that we know nothing about yet. I mean, we don't, cause, so there was the John Watson, not John Watson, is the victim. And our good sweet boy Ryunosuke was there when he was shot. And he picked up the gun after it was fired, presumably. But there was, like, no one else around except for some woman and the military guy and the small man with the long, funny head. And I don't think they did it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out more about our mystery woman and see if she committed a murder. So let's get into it, shall we? Ooh. Let's go! 22nd November, 11:38 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Defendants, Antechamber 5. Kazuma, my boy, I missed you! Excellent work, Ryunosuke, that was superb. Ugh, my heart was in my mouth the entire time. It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. Eyes sparkling. It was beautiful. You were drenched in sweat. Oh, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. Oh. Romantic. It was a grim sight. Before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimonies. With my big brain. I think you might have a natural talent for being a lawyer. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you. Forget it. It's terrifying. If I get through this, I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again. Haha. Tee-hee-hee. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett? Giselle Brett. When did we learn her name? How do we know that? A student from Great Britain, is she? That's what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone. There was a young woman with him, like I've been saying all along. Yes, you have, haven't you? I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I am sure of. Yes, I can see that. So, about this young gentlewoman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that? No, I didn't see any of it. I was too busy gawking at a gun! I was just on my way out of the restaurant myself. Then on the floor next to Dr. Wilson's table, I noticed there was a gun lying on the floor. And just after I bent down and picked it up... So yeah, there has to be two guns, right? Because if he heard the gun fire while he was holding a gun, then there's two guns, right? I didn't have time to think about where the sound of the gunshot had come from. The waiter ran over to me looking as white as a sheet. Ooh, it could be the waiter. And he bundled me into some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen. Why would he do that? Oh, because he thinks we're the killer, I guess? I guess that makes sense. Fast thinking by the detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay. Okay, it was because he thought we super killed him. Whoopsie. Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Oh, new voice? There you are. Well done, both of you. Oh, it's you again. Hello. I can't remember what voice I gave you. I think I gave you literally the exact same voice that I gave the judge. Professor Mikitoba. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you made an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say. Yes, it seems you planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in this trial. I did what? Our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system, even more so. Which is why I firmly believe that we need to send our brightest young stars overseas to learn all they can. I wanted to avoid a situation that may have resulted in your study tour to Great Britain being cancelled. Well, it makes no difference. Lawyer or otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life, I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyways. Ooh! What? What are you saying, Kazuma? Nanny? So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way. Kazuma! Well then, looks like it all comes down to you, young man. Oh, don't look at me. Oh, I don't like pressure. To me? Yes, you need to prove your innocence and uncover what really took place in that restaurant. I must say, I very much want to know the truth. After all, I have a personal connection to this case. Ooh. Come to think of it, he said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim? They were mustache buddies, I bet. Yes, I did. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him. Oh, I see. I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. Oh god. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, and a well-known one at that. Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against. The gentlewoman whose involvement our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to quash your case. But I've no doubt that your pair will put up a good fight right to the last. I really hope this dude doesn't, like, show up in the trial alongside the judge, because they're just gonna have the same voice, and there's nothing that can be done about that. I'm sorry. Thank you. Ow, my leg hurts. Ewy. Now then. Do we know this girl yet? I feel like she's important, and yet she has not spoken a word this whole time. I still don't know her name. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Of course. I find it odd that he's like not saying her name. I feel like that's gotta be important, right? Maybe she was secretly the victim! No, I'm kidding. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. That's a mouthful. Kazuma-sama, Kazuma-sama, Kazuma-sama. Defendant Naruto! That's me. Court recess is over. Please make your way back inside the courtroom at once. I'm ready. It's time. Let's get back to it, partner. Ooh! Let's go in there and deal a decisive blow. Before those old fossils know what hit them. Oh, let's go. I'm so ready. Kazuma. What? Thank you. Really? Oh my god. I'm gonna cry. What for? Well, if you hadn't said you believed in me, then I'm fairly sure I'd already have been found guilty by now. They are best friends. I love them. Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend. Boyfriend, perhaps? Just say it? No? Okay. Coming from you, that means a lot. Besties, besties. If I found guilty in this trial, he's really going to give up on his dream of studying abroad. That's the kind of true friend he is. Bro! Oh my god, I didn't get me a friend like Kazuma. Like, dang. Holy cow. Honestly, legendary, iconic. So this isn't just my battle anymore. I've got to fight for my man. Whoever we're up against, we absolutely cannot afford to lose. Alright then. I'll save the thank yous for after the trial. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from Yume Cafeteria on University Street. Oh my god, we're gonna go to dinner together. My god, we're gonna. Well, this isn't even our first date because we had the first date was at the crime scene. Granted, it was before the murder was committed. I mean, it would be a really sucky first date to go to a place on a first date after a murder had been committed there. But you know what I mean. With an extra large portion, of course. Oh! I bet it's a meat dish. Woo! 22nd November, 12:09 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Maybe I'll make him a little bit more British than the other guy. I know technically none of these people are British, but whatever. Prosecutor Ouchie, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes, Your Excellency, against all odds. And thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government. Ugh, sorry. My bad. Let the government scrutinize. That's their job. It's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders? Is that supposed to be flounders? I don't know. Again, terribly sorry. Sorry for not committing a murder. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. Ooh. Ooh, get him. You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan or of England? Ooh! Shut up! Shut up, you jumped up, rookie boy! You and your friend know nothing! Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering. Is that how British people spell maneuvering? Because that... Oh my god. What? Why is there an O in there? What? Surely, that can't be right. That has to be a misspelling, right? Surely the British do not spell it like that. Because that is... That... No. No. Unacceptable. Anyways. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures. Ryunosuke's thinking about the misspelling too. He's like, how did you misspell that with your mouth? I won't deny that I'm no expert. I'm just a student, and one who could arguably study harder too. But standing here now in our Supreme Court, there is one thing that I feel very strongly. A country that fails to uphold the truth in its justice system is a country with no future at all. Yeah! Yeah! Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror. Listen, he is trying his best. Leave him alone. You little brats! Thank you, Counsel. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking the stand. A visiting student from Great Britain, Miss Giselle Brett. Ooh, we finally get to see her. Yes! Your Excellency! I really want him to come back up and just have like a giant like red mark on his forehead. Oh! Hello, madame. You have a bird on your head. Well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. Sir, she may have committed murder. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea. Is that true? No idea. Great. So, ahem. Could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. Oh, I forgot what voice did I give this dude? It was like a fancy British. Of course. Oh wait, no. Is it? Is this guy Hasanaga? I think this guy's Hasanaga, right? My name is Satoru Hasanaga. Okay, yeah, it's him talking. I've been working undercover as the head waiter at La Carnival. Yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hasanaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first. Is that true? No idea. Great. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of. Oh, yes, I think I did, didn't I? Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman. A woman! Sorry, Ryunosuke, but powers of observation aside, your powers of description are sorely lacking. Guilty! It's 'cause he's gay! So, dear lady, once again, if we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please. Ooh. Okay. I don't know how to voice that. Girl is speaking in a different font. Staying British and their crazy accents. I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? What the frick is happening? What is going on? The lady says her name is Giselle Brett. She comes from London, England. Oh, is the implication that, like, we're in Japan and she doesn't speak Japanese, so we don't know what she's saying? She's a visiting research student currently enrolled in Yume University's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people. Okay. I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird's song. As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough. Yes, I agree. You'll obviously do fine in England, Kazuma. Her English doesn't rattle you at all, does it? Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke. Wait, so if these two can understand her, then why can't I? The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called La Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? I like his little lean. Very attentive. She says yes. This could take some time, oh boy. So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese? Fascinating. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at the university, so she had to leave immediately. After a murder? What? I know this man has just been murdered, but I gotta get to class. Honestly, I'd probably do the same. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? This is insufferable. I'm gonna go crazy. Apparently, it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. The very moment... Oh, sorry, that's still Asadog in my bed. The very moment when the accused, standing right there in this courtroom, shot the victim in cold blood. What? Dang, her dress is fancy. She looks like a cake. Order! Order in the court! Did you hear that, Your Excellency? Here we have an absolutely conclusive witness statement. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Gasp. Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. What's with the mask? A frightening and sorrowful sight. Oh my god, I gotta click through all this every time. I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I see. Well, I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit, except that's a lie because there's two guns! This is a condemning testimony indeed. Yes! No! I didn't have any kinds of argument with the professor at all. Quiet, you filthy wretch! Okay, don't need to throw insults. This is a courtroom, not a playground. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard! And look at this snow-white angel! I'm sure even a dark-minded scoundrel like you can imagine whose words the court is going to believe. Oh, what, so she's hot, so she gets preferential treatment? What the frick? Honestly, that's probably how our legal system works too. I wouldn't be surprised. You're still making the same mistakes, Ryunosuke. You mustn't blurt out when you're goaded like that. That's a lesson you need to learn. Ah, but he's so annoying! Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the two witnesses who testified before and reported back to the Bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of the last two witnesses are completely worthless, however. Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. Well, that's convenient. As you can see, there is nowhere about her person where she could conceal a firearm, except the very large and obvious bird on her head. I think she could hide a gun almost anywhere in that outfit if she wanted to. Unless and until the precise location where the witness is to have hidden a weapon can be shown, this is moot. There are no pockets in my outfit. I've nowhere to hide a gun. Those are the witness's own words on the matter. Ah! That's ridiculous! If only I was allowed to lift up her dress, I could prove it. Ryunosuke! Impolite. Don't think about doing anything rash, Ryunosuke. But I didn't fire the gun I picked up. There must have been another gun there that day. You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart. Let's go! Evil smirk! The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. Let's go! Let's go! A frightening and sorrowful sight. Okay. I'd arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon. Okay, that tracks. The professor wasn't able to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beefsteak. Yeah. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Let's press her on this.
Yes!
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was go over to say hello. Please, don't get angry with me. No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. But anyway, as I said, I did not argue with the professor. I'm afraid your words are in vain. Sorry? Miss Brett does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyways. Ooh, shots fired. I mean, if you ask me, 3 alphabets is too many alphabets. But what do I know? I don't know. Not that English is all that great either, but English is the future. We must all speak English. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever, or only in the presence of a beautiful woman, Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. I have to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be. Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. That part ties in with what you said, doesn't it? Yes, I still had some coffee to drink. The next time you got up after that... Oh, sorry, he's not British. My goodness. All my voices are the same, I'm sorry. Was when I finished my coffee and stood up to leave. She's smiling mischievously at me! Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. Okay, let's press on that. Like I said, I did not shoot that gun. And like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over. Well, I wasn't expecting to be attacked by my own side. Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand. Well, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time. The highly suspicious lady. Hey, that will do, you dirty, rotten scoundrel. Quit insulting me. It makes me feel bad. Dirty. Your baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident. Boy! Boy! It seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours. What nonsense. The lady here is merely stating what she saw. This is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned anyways. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit. Yes! Let's press her on everything, why not? Might as well. It's all very well saying that, but can you prove it? Absolutely. I verified it personally. You verified it? Yes, immediately after the incident, I checked to make sure the lady was not carrying a weapon. I distinctly remember her saying, I'm not. Well, how could she have said she's not if she doesn't speak Japanese? That's all you did? You just asked her? Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector. No. Why on earth not? The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter. Sir, a murder has happened. A murder has happened. Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps. Think what you will, but if you're going to continue with this preposterous claim that the refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. In other words, he wants evidence. Ugh. Oh, what's she gotta say now? The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist with the investigation. But she was in a hurry to give a presentation at the university, so she was compelled to leave. Look at her face! Her cheeky little face! Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not to get her out of there, I just urged her to leave. The lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she's only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. This dude needs a chill pill. Several, in fact. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. Oh, sir. Sir, you don't know me. I don't pay attention to anything. I'm sorry. So she's maintaining that you got into an argument with the professor, at the end of which you shot him. Which is an out-and-out, totally unfounded lie. Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined, young, and beautiful gentlewoman from Great Britain. I really want it to, like, be revealed that she's, like, not even from Britain. Like, she's also from Japan. In stark contrast to you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. So are you! So are you! I'm just exactly the same way as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons. How dare you insult my flapping red ribbons? Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as the fiction that it is. Gah! If we can't do that, the trial's over. Even you, with your thick skin, hey, leave my skin out of this. You and your thick skin must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room. Only too well. I feel half dead already. The fact that I can't see a single inconsistency in her testimony isn't making me feel any better either. The first thing to do is press her on any of her statements that seem even slightly off to you. What do you think I've been doing this whole time, dude? Do that and an opening will present itself. I promise you. Okay, I need to just expose the true face of this exotic foreigner that's hiding behind the mask. That's what I should be aiming for in this cross-examination. Okay, I arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon. Okay, I guess we'll press her on... Okay, wait, hold on. What? How do I... Oh shoot, how do I access this? Yes, I don't want to present anything, I just want to review what we have. So, the death occurred after 2 p.m. It's caused by blood loss. Photographic print shows the victim. It was shot from the front. A sketch of the restaurant's layout. On the front, it stated that Hasanaga-san is a police inspector. Bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table. Record of dental work. Yeah, so last time I was noticing that, like... So... I want to examine, please. So this one, the steak is half eaten, and it's after the murder. They said that it was after the murder, didn't they? I've got a magnifying glass. Yep, that is an eaten steak. Yeah, so like, supposedly this picture, I think, was, we were told that it was like after the murder. But in this picture, the victim is literally in the picture and the steak has not been eaten yet. So that was a lie. This must have been taken before. But I don't know how that's relevant yet. Okay, I guess we'll just keep pressing her on everything. and see if we can figure out what's the inconsistency. Okay, after 2 p.m. in fact, that's really quite a late lunch, isn't it? I feel called out. I have lunch at like 3 o'clock sometimes. How dare you? You don't keep up with the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late luncheons are en vogue, isn't that right? No. A decisive English no has quite a sting to it. The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first. Ooh, Ryunosuke, what you thinking? Yes, which we can prove from the medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier. That's right. Miss Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Yes, that all makes perfect sense. Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of English intelligence this fine gentlewoman is. So, you both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? Okay, the professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak. Tell me more about this beef steak you speak of. He was unable to eat, you say. And that was because he just had a tooth removed at Hada Clinic, correct? That's right. You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering. Was Miss Brett aware of that fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment. So that would mean that it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett? But then, the victim's body was in the chair on the right. So if... What? If it was her steak, then why was it at his seat? That's right, yes. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying events. Exactly as it was left, except it wasn't exactly how it was left. Okay, we found our contradiction. To have traveled to a distant land on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident. Have no fear, my dear lady. I swear I will crush the evil fiend that has subjected you to this terrible plight. So the victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's the steak. It's the steak. That's right, other than some carbonated water. Just water? Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. So it appears that the diners toasted their lunch with a glass of water each. They each raised a glass of carbonated water. Isn't there only one glass in the picture? Hold on. Sorry, Kazuma. Oh, wait. I want to look at the court record. Hold on. Show me. Yeah, this one only has one glass. Okay. Does the other one just have one glass? Yes, okay. Interesting. Suspicious. What do you think, Ryunosuke? It's very meaningful, actually, I think. That last statement of yours, Miss Brett, has a profound bearing on this case. Well, how fascinating. Do tell us, what is this profound bearing, Trust your gut, Ryunosuke. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right. The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Well sidestepped, counsel. Very well, Miss Brett. Kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said. That was brilliant, Kazuma! I'm gonna remember that one. Which one? The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I could really use that phrase. I'm gonna use that every time anyone asks me about weird crap I'm doing. Just be like, I don't know, it's a special tool that we'll need later. I'd hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Ryunosuke. Okay, I ordered a beef steak, and the professor, I said cheers over a glass of carbonated water. That can't be the case, though, because there's only one glass. Present! Yes. His face. He kind of zoned out for a minute there. That's it. Let me just confirm something, please. It's to do with this photographic print. Nailed it. Nailed it. Just a short while ago, you spoke of this print showing the victim's table at the crime scene. That it was exactly as it was left. That is correct, the lady says. Well, it's odd. Very odd. Dear me, what's odd is the defense's inability to express itself. I'm a baby. I'm a beginner. I'm trying. Leave me be. Ryunosuke, what is it about the print that looks odd to you? Well, obviously, it's the cheers! Cheers? Miss Brett just told us that she and the professor said cheers over a glass of water. But if that's true, there should be 2 glasses on the table, not 1. Aha! Got him. Got him. You're quite right, Counsel. There's only 1 glass pictured here. Are we supposed to be impressed by this nitpicking over minutiae? Minutiae? I barely speak English myself. I don't know. What possible differences does the presence or absence of a glass make on the case? Minutiae. Uh-huh. Could it be that the detective here removed a glass from the table to conceal the lady's presence? Of course not. I would never do something so reckless. But there should have been 2 glasses on the table. Or you're gonna try to tell me you can clink with only 1? I guess you could like flick it or something maybe? I don't know. Hit it against the plate? How do you clink, sir? How? You're quite right. I certainly took 2 glasses to the table. Ooh. Exposed. Inspector, what did the lady say? It would seem that it was Miss Brett who took the glass from the table. What? It was all so terrifying, everything that happened. I panicked and thought I should try to hide the fact that I'd been there at all, she's saying. Good gracious! Sorry. Ooh, she speaks. Also, like, dang, I want to wear this outfit. Like, I just wear this in public. Honestly, yeah, I'd wear that. And it would look great. I'm gonna say it would look great on me. There, as I assured the court before, this is of no consequence at all. Oh, please. We must remember that this student had just murdered this lady's luncheon companion before her very eyes. Who could blame her for concealing a glass or 2 in her state of disarray? That's absurd! Oh, really? So do we take it that you are now going to accuse this vulnerable, young and beautiful woman of mischief? That's exactly what I said, she's mischievous! What? No, this can't be put down to mischief. I'd like to know exactly how the lady took the glass from the scene. Yeah, if she can take a glass from the scene, surely she could take a gun, right? Where did she put the glass? It would seem that she slipped it into a small handbag that she was carrying. A handbag that could hold a gun, perhaps? A handbag, you say? Yes, Your Excellency. A small handheld pouch commonly carried by well-to-do women in England. Wait, do they not have handbags in Japan? How do they carry their stuff? Okay. I guess it's like the Victorian era. Women probably weren't allowed to drive or anything, so they don't need to carry around their car keys. I don't even know if women were allowed to, like, have money. I don't know. Like, what do they need a purse for? So, the beautiful lady has very graciously explained how and why she removed the glass from the scene now. However, the fact remains that this glass has absolutely no bearing on the case. This student has been trying to confuse the court with logical reasoning, but in the end it comes to nothing. No more pretentious accusations. You have wasted enough time already. Indeed, the lady has offered a satisfactory explanation as to why she removed this glass. I think henceforth we can consider the matter to have no bearing on the case. Counsel for the defense, are you in agreement? Well, I don't know, really. If you want to pursue this matter further, you're going to need to show that it has some deeper significance. Yes, you're right. So she took the glass away in her handbag. If there's a deeper significance there, it's the handbag! Yes. Wait, the lady put the glass in her handbag, you say? Yes, do try to keep up. It's already been explained to the court that all English gentlewomen carry handbags for small items. Let me see. A little while ago, Miss Brett stated the following. There are no pockets in my outfit. I have nowhere to hide a gun. But what she forgot to mention was her handbag, in which it would be perfectly possible to conceal a gun. You're right! Well done, partner. I had a feeling you'd pick up on that too. Yes! What are you insinuating, you vile blackguard? Oh god, I'm starting to feel like I'm fighting Theseus again. God dang it. Why is everyone so mean to me? I don't like being called a blackguard. I don't even know what that means. Oh my god. Cosimo's doing the glasses thing. It's really very simple. He needs glasses. Look, he's even doing the motion to push them up his nose. We gotta get this man some glasses right now. The gunshot was heard when the defendant picked up the gun from the restaurant floor. As he didn't fire that gun, we can deduce there must have been another firearm at the scene. The true murder weapon, if you will. You can't seriously be suggesting. Inspector Hasanaga. Yes. Oh, excuse me. Did you or did you not search Miss Giselle Brett's handbag on the day of the murder? No, sir, I did not. As I thought! In other words, another gun, the one that was actually used to kill the professor, could have been hidden in Miss Brett's handbag! No! Exposed. Cancelled. Order! What is the meaning of this, Inspector? The meaning of what, Professor Ouchie? Why on earth did you not have the lady open her handbag and show you the contents at the time? Thanks to your bungling incompetence, now she has to endure these uncomfortable accusations. Brilliant work, partner. Now we have a chance to expose the real woman behind the mask. Do you think so, Cosma? Yeah, what's with this dude and the coughing, by the way? We still don't know what that's about. Well, what a sorry situation. Clearly, you have no faith in the police. Huh? As I said, I did not search the lady's handbag after the shooting, simply because it was unnecessary. Unnecessary in what way? I ought to thank the student lawyer, really. Uh-oh, the music's getting intense. Something's coming. Uh-oh. I have a piece of evidence here that I had completely forgotten about. Oh, convenient! Great, wonderful, fantastic. Don't smirk at me like that. This photographic print. You had a picture? And you didn't bother to Sir? This print is of a photograph that I thought would be prudent to take immediately after the shooting. Okay. This bull tattoo looks important. Let's keep that in mind. That seems important. As you can see, it clearly shows Miss Brett's handbag. Well, I never. You can see right through to what's inside. What a terrible purse that you can just see through. That's right. Apparently, meshwork bags like these are the height of fashion in London at the moment. So the contents are clearly visible. Exactly. So there's no need to search the lady's handbag. What a useless handbag! Everything's gonna fall through! If If there had been a gun inside, it would have been immediately obvious. Ah! As you can see, there's nothing to imply Miss Brett's guilt here. Thank you for helping to prove that, Naruhodo-san. Oh my god, he's dead! Quick, give him CPR! Give it mouth to mouth, Kazuma, quick! Inspector Hasanagi, you will submit that print as evidence at once! Certainly, Your Excellency. Crime? Why crime? Why? I think you've had long enough to cross-examine the witness, counsel. Oh, poor Ryunosuke. The court has now been shared considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted to the court record appears to have no further significance, I'm satisfied there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, and there is only one logical conclusion, that the pathetic rookie slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. Come on, Ryunosuke, pull yourself together. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around, I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Oh, Kazuma, I'm sorry, I'm letting you down. Kazuma, oh no. I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? Oh no. I must say you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. Please don't eat me. I'd rather you didn't. You are wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. In fact, you can chew on to your heart's content from the inside of your cell. This can't be happening. I'm really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit without having ever kissed Kazuma in my life. I mean, what? His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest, which means there's no basis on which we could argue for the trial to continue. Very well. I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. Uh-oh. It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all. What's on Ryunosuke's hand? Has that been on his hand this whole time? His, like, little glove? What is that? That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo, having considered all of the evidence placed before me, I hereby find you... Ooh! 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 Wait! Your Excellency! Ryunosuke? I don't think you can rule on this case yet. Oh, my nose is itchy. This amateurishness is getting tedious. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom. Get him, Ryunosuke, get him! Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there's no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail, I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question. This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentlewoman was carrying on the day in question. There can be no problem with this evidence. You'd better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what Ryunosuke has figured out, but I have not figured it out. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag. Ah, my thoughts exactly! Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. It's a medical condition. Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. I will grant the defense one final opportunity. Oh god, no pressure.
What? Oh god. Be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. He's gonna beat my ass with that gavel, jeez. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Your Excellency.
So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hasanaga submitted before. You'll identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded.
I mean, the only thing that's really interesting about any of this is the bull, but I don't know how that's relevant. Maybe there's something in the court record? I don't know. Okay, I feel like it's the bowl. I don't know what else it could be. I don't know how that's relevant, but I'm gonna try. Look at this, here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist.
That was it? Why? That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description. Objection! Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly, that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag.
Yes, that is a burn mark. You're right.
Go on, Inspector.
The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report.
What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? No possible way of knowing either.
Is there some object in the restaurant, maybe, that burned him like that?
The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a firm connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn.
Oh, come on, give me something to work with here! Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the Dean and other university staff. She would like to know if she may be excused from the stand now.
Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. She's trying to bail. She's trying to bail. Don't let her go. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyways.
What's your thinking on this, Ryunosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful.
Yes, you're right.
I am?
If we can just link that burn to the case. If we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again.
Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture.
But if we had evidence? Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case, then you would allow it?
I would, yes.
To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face.
Really? I have to find some link between that burn and the case.
Oh boy. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go.
So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court.
The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable... oh god. Okay. What do we have that has a bowl on it? Examine. Any bowls on the purse? No? Okay. What about any bowls on his suit, perhaps? No. Oh. This is not good. Is there a bowl on the card? No.
Any balls? Anywhere? Ah! Dental record? Any balls? It's kind of a weird picture, but it doesn't match the shape. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, spaghetti-o. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. It's gonna happen. Evidence that demonstrates a link between the victim's burn. Okay. Let's just look at it. Use the magnifying glass. Yep. That is a bull. Uh-huh. Any bulls on the bag? No. Oh no. Okay. This looks suspicious to me. What is this? Can't find anything out of place. Okay, that's not helpful. I don't get it. I don't Okay, maybe there's not a bowl on something else. Maybe we have to, like, find something else. There it is! Oh, there it is! There it is! It's right there! Okay. We got it. Yes. Present. Present this! Yes! What's this, Castle? Yet another print? Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, Rookie. What are you trying to say? To inconvenience this poor lady any further really would be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer if you don't mind, Miss Brett. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How? You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. I will be so happy to do that. Right there. Present. Yes. The beef steak? Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate? Your Excellency, are you alright? As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of La Carnival. This emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ryunosuke, you genius. You called me a genius. You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. It could have been the day before, or the day before that. It most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Well, Objection. Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim. Thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in the restaurant. Wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hasanaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But... I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out.
This was no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific? The Pacific Ocean. Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. Why do you know that?
It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then.
I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of La Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation.
But you're a detective, not a waiter!
Yes!
There you have it! Something is right here! As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet, Inspector Hasanaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day or any before it. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. So was he already dead? What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day,
that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel.
Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. I don't know why, but I like that face. It's kind of goofy. Wouldn't you agree, Professor Ouchie?
Well, yes, I suppose.
So the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? Gasp. I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think... Oh boy. Can it really be true? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but... I'm starting to think that maybe... We've been led into a terrible trap! Oh no! There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this imperative possibility. Really, because I can't. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was already deceased! No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible. Apart from in one particular situation.
Counsel, are you suggesting...
Yes, it's only possible. If the man was already dead.
Already dead?
Is possible! Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. When the beef steak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead! Wah! That's madness! The thick plottins! Order, please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot! That's right! That's absolutely right, Your Excellency! This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly has no grasp of the facts! No, Prosecutor Ouchie, it's you who has no grasp of the facts.
I beg your pardon?
As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it.
Incredible! I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, that you will have to forget your luncheon engagement.
But, Your Excellency... Ooh, busted.
The justice system in our court may be in its infancy, but rest assured all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I prepare to pass judgment.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I feel like this girl's like about like this close to like just losing it and going freaking nuts. There's that mischievous smirk. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours.
Nani?
Ah, Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country after all.
But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now?
My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible.
Wow. Okay, rude.
But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of an English gentleman. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level.
Okay, you're not helping your case here, lady. You are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. Right, simp. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson.
I feel like people should curtsy to greet each other more often. Like give a polite bow to someone as you walk down the street. So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke.
Ooh. Ooh, boy. Witness testimony.
The victim's a death. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Easy does it.
I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone.
Oh, ma'am. No, not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant.
I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today.
The Minister of Justice?
May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible.
Okay, freaking rude.
Amen.
Thanks? Was that a prayer then?
Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much.
Time to get her ass. Get her! Get her! I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear?
You okay, buddy?
Looked like that hurt. Yes, Your Excellency. I think I might proceed with the cross-examination.
Oh, let's go. Okay, what do we got here? Fortunately, I have no idea when the poor man bent his wrist like that. Press. Yes. I'm pressing her on everything. We are gonna be thorough. But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't have not noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something.
Sorry?
Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours have been wide open. Uh-oh. You can't not have noticed, can you?
Huh?
What? Ah! What fun. You hadn't realized.
The dear lady is absolutely right.
As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke.
God dang it. Why didn't you tell me?
Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing?
Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can.
Well, I can't. Anyway. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in toast.
Well, that's not true, because there was only one glass.
As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right?
Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember, which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter?
Exactly as you say, sir. Although... Whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table. I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you.
I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of others in the court, it means bless you. I think it means the exact opposite.
Anyway. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me.
I guess press?
Without leaving a trace? If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always a telltale trace on the body.
Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hasanaga?
As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation.
There would be physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. I don't know, poison perhaps? I bet it's poison, because that's probably why she took her glass, because she can't drink from the glass if it's poison. Oh, I'm so smart.
If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it?
Oh no, perish the thought calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. Sir, this is a courtroom. On my honor, I, Takatsuchi Aoshi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions.
Way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here.
Oh, I wonder if that's how he got the burn. Because if he was, like, holding the glass, drank the glass, and dropped dead on the spot from poison, his hand would have fallen to the table, and it probably landed on the freaking dish. Oh my gosh, I'm so smart.
But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway.
Yes! How dare you call me inferior? Inferior? What do you mean by that?
In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so?
Quite right. La Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident.
Exactly. Which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Is he poisoned too? I wonder if he's poisoned too, and that's why he keeps coughing. It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand?
Aha! Killer blow! Lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing! He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchi is finally starting to see sense.
I very much doubt that.
Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Is it Hasanaga freaking dying in the corner?
What do you think, Ryunosuke?
I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information.
Yes, as I suspected, she's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony.
or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed, something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hasanaga. The detective. Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then, I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. Find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Okay, blah blah blah, brought the steak. Yeah. Press! Press! Inferior, what do you mean? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
Wait.
Yeah, he's like dying. Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. But things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful not to let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right, look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry, pursue? I've never pursued a man in my life. What? Why would someone pursue a man? That's weird. I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? Oh god. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. Ooh, new mechanic! But by moving the marker left and right with AD, you can turn your attention to other people in the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with space. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright, so move the marker, focus on the detective. Got it. And pursue him, see what's on his mind. Here we go. Okay. Takes a different direction. Vital evidence. I'm pushing D! I'm pushing D, why is it not working? Pursue. Excuse me, he's so polite. What's the meaning of this? Oh my god. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts, deeply. It looked like you were thinking something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you had to say. If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court. What is the meaning of this? This man is so sweaty. It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? Absolutely not. Hmm? The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hasanaga? Yes. Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes, if you don't mind, I would like to speak. Ooh. What's he got to say? The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why
Satoru Hasanaga. Always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. Do you have more evidence that you didn't bother to share? I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Did he drink the poison to preserve the evidence? A crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. Oh my god, did he freaking drink the poison? What an idiot. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, there's something left in the bottle. I can see it. One day our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming, I guarantee it. This has escalated very quickly. I think we need to hurry this up or else this man is gonna die before we can interrogate him. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Carbonated water bottle has been entered. Alright. Miss Brett? Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seems to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. The inspector will kindly control his fervor. Ahem. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that. Okay, I guess keep going? When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in toast. Okay. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible causes of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. Can I present the bottle? Present? Yes. What is this? The bottle of water? Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison! Ooh! Poison! On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was a poison inside? Gasp! And he's like, oh shit, I totally drank that. Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Order, order, order! And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett, it was you! Exposed! Oh, we got her. We got her! This is outrageous! To suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence! You little rookie imbecile! Have you ever considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Yes, as you've said. Have you forgotten that we have only just signed a accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations... Yeah, okay, I get it. This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime. What? The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth. If I may. I will silence you forever for this disgraceful attack. It is you who should be silent. Of course. Dear lady! Where did that come from? She just snapped. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady. To what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector. And whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. This man is gonna die. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents.
And what did you find, Inspector?
I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency.
Then why is he dying?
The tests were meticulously carried out by the Chief Coroner himself.
No! No! Ah, biscuits.
I'm very grateful to all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
Ryunosuke, you okay, buddy? This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned.
Thank you, Counsel. I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. Ryunosuke, this has been like the 5th fake out. I think we'll get through it. It's okay. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett.
Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved.
Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present to the court at this point? Kazuma!
I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving.
Hold it!
Hello? Oh, hi!
Please, wait!
Isn't that... What is the meaning of this?
Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Sasata Mikatoba, judicial assistant to the defense.
Mikatoba?
In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth.
Save me! Save me, please! Let me continue! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my gosh, and we're at the hour 30 mark. We have to stop the stream. Oh no! This is a long case. I don't remember the case as being this long. Holy cow. Okay. Well, the plot thickens. It is so thick. Oh my god. Okay, so it's like totally the British lady, right? Like, without a doubt. Like, she is so suspicious, so shady. It's just like a matter of proving that it's her now, I feel like. So, let's see. What do we still have left to figure out? We gotta prove that she did poison him. And we're gonna have to use the butler to do it. Hopefully he lives long enough that we can prove that he drank the poison. I don't know why he would drink the poison, but maybe he was just thirsty. I don't know. And we also have to figure out... So I guess the gun still went off, right? Like, she still shot him. It was just, like, after he died. But then where did the second gun come from? Mysteries. I guess we'll have to find out next time. Hopefully next week I will be back on schedule at the same time I usually do streams. I apologize. I've been so late lately, and I didn't even stream last week because I was out of town. But next week, hopefully, we can continue this and finally finish this freaking trial, because oh my god. But with that, as always, thanks for coming to the stream, even though today is a little late night one.
And as always, I love you all. Goodbye. Goodbye.